of that came because of the fall of the woman. When she allowed the man did not have the minstrel who was excommunicated out of the heavens, Lucifer. So she has menstrual cycles.
You gotta walk with us.
Of periods of menopause.
Come on.
Now there's a new cycle in her body that's not of God. She's emotional. Then breast cancer, ovarian cancer, all of that came because of the fall of the woman. When she allowed the minstrel, a counterfeit man, to pause her growth in the apostolic. And what he put into her, what Lucifer put into her, was bacteria, viruses, sicknesses, diseases, mental sickness, mental disorders, mental syndromes. All of that came from the serpent. Whereas Lucifer, his body organ is the serpent. And that's why men who are like, 4 to 5 billion, half of this world, they got that organ between their legs, which is a prototype of the thing that brought down Adam in the woman. No one's teaching this. The first Jeffrey Epstein was the serpent. The first P. Diddy was the serpent. The first homosexual was the serpent. The first lesbian was the serpent. The first LGBTQI was the serpent. The first same-sex restroom was the serpent. The first same-sex marriage was the serpent. The first pronoun was the serpent. The first Don Lemon was the serpent. The first Jason Lee was the serpent. You see, there's no fear in me. Let me get a drink of water.
This is
so in Genesis chapter 3, verses 1 to 5,
Genesis chapter 3.
The man left his house open to LGBTQI. He left his home open to homosexuality and lesbianism and LGBTQ. He left his home open to gender pronouns and gender fluidity and woke theology, black liberation theology, all of that crap came into the garden because the man was not there on his post to protect his wife, because his ministry was number one.
Knowledge is power.
Jeffrey Epstein, the Luciferian Project, completed. So you had two major trees out of all the trees of the garden. The tree of life, which is in the midst of the garden, that is the mind of the Spirit, Christ himself, the tree of life.
Yes.
Then you have
Must be sweet.
the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It didn't say the tree of knowledge, but the knowledge of good and evil. So it represents 8.3 billion people.
You guys can comment.
Two entities called two consciousnesses. Two consciousness.
In case you're wondering.
The tree of life, Christ,
That's what Lilith
and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, Luciferic hybridism.
In case you're wondering where I'm getting this from.
Of course, the tree of life
I usually share in my post
is the cells
that post section
in your
here on
body.
YouTube.
I'll come. See, demons are agitated. So in Genesis 3:1-5, Lucifer came in the back door.
Can you guys comment? Let me know you're there.
The first entity that performed anal sex was the serpent. The first one that performed oral sex was the serpent. The first one that performed masturbation was the serpent. The first one to perform bestiality was the serpent. Fornication, adultery, it all started with the serpent. And this is how learn is going to be gay. That's it, Pastor Carla. Because he will hate the desire of women. LGBTQ rainbow queen story hours, okay? Writing gravy trains with biscuit wheels. The devil is a lie.
So I can walk without.
The first rainbow entity was the serpent.
Step in with this knowledge.
The first drag queen story hour was in the garden with the serpent. That's why Christ came as the master Adam.
I don't know if I set it up right for comments.
All of that.
That's why I was telling you guys to let me know where you're from.
God's word
where you're watching
not
from.
say anything about a rainbow. It said the bow was set in the cloud, not rainbow. You see, this is how Satan, he wants to add something that God did not intend for his word to be added. And so the first foursome, the first foursome,
all right, thanks for commenting.
The first orgy,
yeah, a while ago
was
I couldn't
in
see
the
any
garden.
of that.
Adam, the woman, Lucifer, and Lilith. Because the serpent who approached the woman as a male, Lucifer. When you look at the word Lucifer, to decipher, illuminato, illuminati. When you write the term Lucifer right to left, because we know Hebrew is written from right to left, you get a Latin Vulgate expression, recycle, which means the recycling of fecal matter. That's why oral anal sex is an abomination. Listen, Don Lemon. This is how confusion and perversion happens. The Don Lemon said that he is the wife. See, this is how demons operate. And so the first Don Lemon was the serpent. So the serpent approached the woman as a male, Lucifer. The same serpent who approached the woman as a male, Lucifer, approached her husband, Adam, as a female, Lilith. Did you catch that? Lucifer as a male, Lucifer. The same as a male, Lucifer approached her husband Adam as a female, Lilith. It's a one chameleon entity. The first heater of paternal superfecundation was the serpent. In the garden, what is ambiguous genitalia? When a child is born with two sex organs. Well, that's the serpent. Part male, Lucifer.
Now, I really didn't know what today's teaching, what this exact teaching was going to be today. Just so happens to be what was next on my list of the teachings, because it's like 2 weeks ago that one was. That was the live. So if you want to join in for class, I showed you You can rewind this later when I let it go public. Just letting you know. This is some amazing knowledge. I put in there like hashtag red pill, whatever. It's either for you or it's not. You're either ready for it or you're not. It's understandable. Let's see. My neighbor. Oops. I wonder. That might be on my other end of my yard. And someone's coming to visit. Yeah, I was right. They're turning in, so I gotta go. I hope you guys got some of this knowledge. Stick around, hit that follow, do all the good things. Like, appreciate you. Yahuwah loves you. Take care. I love you.